Hello, hello. Well, that's not helping. All right, I'm just going to give it a few minutes. Hi! I know I'm a few minutes late. This is not the normal time I go live, but just waiting for everyone to jump on. How's everyone doing? I am almost done with my walk. I'm about 5 minutes from my house. I've just been so busy lately. Hi, what's going on? How are you? I don't know if this is a good time, but whatever, even if just a few people jump on. Hi, Flo. You're so cute. All right, so people are starting to jump on. So, hey, even if it's a small group, I don't care. I wanted to make up for Monday. Honestly, I've had so much going on lately that I completely forgot to do my live on Monday. Isn't that silly of me? Usually I remember to do my lives on Monday, but because I'm back in school, I'm in this mastermind group, and like I do like volleyball every week, and I'm running my business, and I also have like a part-time job that I do. Guys, no joke, like I'm so busy. Okay, so I can kind of see your comments. I will probably sit down somewhere. It will probably help. Okay, let me see what it says. Hi, Floor. I know I probably look funny. Do you guys like walking with me? I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I have to get my morning walk in, but I don't want to miss the live. Um, Let me see. Okay. Hey, it's okay to manifest sex. Of course. Guys, never feel guilty for what you want to manifest. There is nothing wrong with wanting to manifest anything, whether it's a text or an apology. I just don't want you to get fixated on it, because the truth is, if you embody the state, right, of being in a relationship or being back together, right, or having constant communication, you'll get multiple texts. And obviously, if you're in a relationship, that implies you get everything you want. Okay, I know this looks kind of silly. I think I'm going to stop and sit somewhere. So I'm very close to the house, but I need to get to the house because I have an appointment, no joke, at 12:15. So like at 12:05, 12:10, I need to let y'all go. So I'm only going to be on for about an hour. Okay, I manifested Def Leppard tickets. Congratulations, that's awesome. I need to figure out my computer situation. I'm not joking, you guys. I'm telling you, I have a lot going on, and plus, I'm also like really putting a lot of emphasis now on my YouTube, like really wanting to grow it. And then I'm going to start a membership very soon. All right. I think I might run a contest for the YouTube. Like once I hit a certain amount of subscribers, that I'll give away a coaching call or two. Okay, let me look. I think I'm going to do that. Okay. All right. So good. How are you? I'm good. Thank you, Floor. Okay, if I kiss my SP, will it work? If I affirm I kiss my SP, sure it will. But here's my question. What do you really want from your SP? Hold on one second. I am crossing a road and I don't want to get hit, clearly. So I need to know a little bit more about that, because here's the thing. A lot of people sometimes only want to manifest like, right, like a kiss, or they just want to manifest a text, but that's fine, but that doesn't imply you're together. So you always want to live in the end, right, of what your ideal story would be. All right, let me see down here. I love small groups. I waited on Monday. I figured you were busy. I forgot on Monday. I forgot. And then at that time, I hadn't announced it, so I just decided to cancel it. I should have done a post. That's why I'm doing today. I might start going on YouTube Live for like twice a week for the next couple weeks. Maybe Saturday mornings might work well for everybody, but I also want to, hold on, guys, train. I want to, you guys see the train behind me? I live in a really residential area, so lots of noises. Okay, let me see this next one. I'm going to stop for a second. Yeah, okay. I love small groups. Um, hey, time is awesome for me in Ireland. Awesome! See, that's why I want to do it in a morning. I might not just do evening anymore because I want everybody from other parts of the world to join. It's hard for people in Australia, people in Europe to join. I'm so happy you're here though. Okay. If I affirm as though it already happened, will it work? Yes, Satan. Here's the thing, you could say it's happening. Um, you can also believe, here's the thing, you got to do what's best for you. Like, thinking eventually it's going to happen, you got to be careful sometimes because that can keep you in the state of happening one day, right? A lot of us do that with our manifestations, but it depends. If you don't have resistance to that and you don't believe that, then I would say either way, just do it. Doesn't really matter. I know some of you are probably like, what is Maria doing? I'm finishing my walk for the morning, okay? Like I said, I'm going to be multitasking more lately so I can be around. I'm going to start doing way more lives. So, okay. I'm almost home, so you're going to have Chip on my lap and it'll be a little bit easier for me. Okay. Love that you're so active and walking makes me motivated. Guys, like no joke, for a long time I was very active. So I'm doing 75 hard again. So I want to get my body into insane shape, like meaning like dream body. Plus, it's for me, working out, eating right, meditating keeps me very focused, and I take cold showers. Listen, I'm not saying y'all have to do what I do, but I think it's important. The version of me that has it does that. You got to find a routine that works for you and makes you feel good. I don't just walk, meaning I have to do one exercise a day outside on 75 hard, but I'm going to start bar workouts this week too. But I also play volleyball. I do Zumba. I'm a very active person. I always have been. I just like moving my body. I feel better, feel very empowered. You got to do the things, you got to find a way to connect with your body, to connect with your mind, to help ground you. Because we can get really caught up in this shit. You know what I mean? For me, meditation and working out are like key. I've tried breath work. Some people like tapping, right? Some people like yoga. I like yoga too. I'm actually going to probably go to Bali in the near future. I'm certified in yoga, but not high certified. Okay, enough about me. Please, last time, can I manifest dark blue eyes and snow white pale skin? Of course you can. You gotta believe it's possible though. Here's the thing, guys. Play with other things in your reality that you think aren't possible, because if you think that you can only manifest certain things, then you're only going to manifest certain things, right? We manifest off the current state we are in. So manifest becoming the version of you that believes that anything is possible, that you can change the past, that literally anything in your reality is like clay. Do you see what I'm saying? But yes, you can. All right. Almost home, 3-minute walk. And I'm not joking. I want to know, hold on. So I've been visualizing my SP coming to my door. Cool, okay. But some other dude came. I'm sorry. That's awesome. See how powerful you are? And so many of you doubt yourselves. Stop doubting yourselves. Okay. I find this hilarious. And I don't know, and just wanted to tell me how beautiful I am. That's awesome. I had to tell him to stay away. Yeah, that is definitely BBL. Come on, out of all the doors that man or that person could have knocked on, they knocked on your door, and you don't think it's BBL? Hell yeah, it's BBL. Just start believing everything's BBL. But here's the thing, guys. I don't want you to get caught up in just manifesting signs or BBL. Fuck that shit. Like, just go internally. Well, like, trust that, believe in it, and then just keep going internally, right? If you're ever doubting yourself, the key when you're feeling like triggered or you're feeling out of alignment, just go within. Just live in the end. Literally, that's all you have to do. Or embody a new version of you that's confident. It's just literally retraining your mind. That's it. You do it enough, it'll become as easy as breathing, I promise. But you have to get very diligent and pay attention. It's not like catching every thought, but when you start feeling like shit, you got to become aware. Okay, I'm not feeling so great. What am I thinking about? Okay, that doesn't matter. Eh, that's whatever like is haunting you, you could be like, that's a bad dream. Or you could just say, I accept that this is 0.1% of infinite possibilities. I didn't come up with that. That's actually from Tom Karen. I heard him say that and I thought that was brilliant. You never want to fight your 3D or what's coming up because you're one with everything. Okay. So learning to accept it, not meaning accepting it and wanting that in your reality, meaning like, okay, sure, that's 0.1%. Like, sure, that's a possibility, but I'm choosing this instead, right? That kind of mentality. Um, Let me see. Sorry, I gotta grab my key. When I'm walking, I usually don't have pockets, and I have to shove my key in my bra. Okay, so literally, I don't know if you can see this, my building. That's my balcony, right there. Maybe should we sit outside today? What do you think? It's really nice, and my balcony's clean. We'll see. Okay. Um, Okay, literally walking in the door. Yay, I'm gonna be able to see you guys better. Okay. Um, I need your advice to strengthen my relationship with my boyfriend. Okay, here's the thing. And I want to be real honest with y'all. On a live, of course, I can answer your questions. But you gotta remember, if you want to go more deep or anything like that, you might want to book a one-on-one session. I do offer email coaching. It's affordable, and I just recently dropped my prices on my half-hour coaching because I thought it was a little too overpriced, to be honest. But my 1 hour did go up, but my half hour is cheaper. So, go look at that. You don't have to ever book anything. I'm going to come out with courses soon too. So if you need more one-on-one individual advice, just know that's an option. I never push coaching on you guys, ever. All right. Let's see. Can I manifest? What does it say? Very good singing? Of course you can. You mean like being a very good singer? Guys, I'm so hot. Like, it's like 68 degrees outside Fahrenheit, which is, I think, I don't even know how many in Celsius. You'd have to look it up. All right, we're gonna go hang out with my balcony with my dog. I don't have my cool little chair, but might be nice. Chip might like it. You guys want to laugh? So, not want to laugh. I almost had mourning doves build a nest on my balcony again. They did it twice last year and once already this year. So I had to cover my fountain. You guys are gonna laugh. I would show you how it looks, but my fountain has these little grooves. So I purposely put stuff in there so they can't have babies there, because the problem is they shit everywhere all over my patio. It's a whole other story. But okay, I am on my patio. I have Wi-Fi. So let me turn my Wi-Fi on. Hold on, guys. So just to make sure the connection's good, I might even go inside. Hi, Chip. Look, Chip's saying hello. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. Yes, you can become very good at singing. So the good thing is I'm not walking anymore, so I can better answer your questions. I love shopping. That's how I ground. That's fine too. But you got to remember grounding. Okay, there's a difference between connecting with your body and doing things you like. Okay, there's nothing wrong with shopping, but shopping is, to me, more of a distraction. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean you shouldn't shop if you like it, but grounding into your body, remembering who you truly are, is another thing. Okay, I want to be really real with you. You listen, if you know how to manifest from states, you really don't need anything. But even coaches, I know, I will not say their names out of privacy reasons, but everyone I know has some kind of routine. Okay, meaning they meditate, maybe they tap, maybe they do breath work, maybe they take cold showers, maybe they work out. It's different for everybody. But it is important that you connect with your body in some kind of way. The divinity of you. Okay. For me, the divinity of me, I connect with it when I meditate. Okay. Or the truth is, if you really learn states really well, you can just tap into that divinity, right? Let's all do it together now. Does everybody want to do it real quick? What does it feel like to be the version of me that knows I'm magical and that life is magical? What does it feel like being the creator of my reality? What does it feel like feeling empowered, confident, and radiant? What does it feel like feeling secure, safe, what does it feel like feeling limitless, abundant? What does it feel like living in a euphoric reality? What does it feel like feeling blissful and unconditionally loved? What does it feel like knowing that I can manifest as easily as breathing? What does it feel like feeling at peace in my life? What does it feel like truly trusting myself? What does it feel like believing in my own true power? That right there, I hope that gave some of you chills. We just connected. You could connect that way too. We just connected to the state. That's what I love about states of consciousness. Manifesting from states of consciousness is so much better than the old way. But you know, it takes time to get here. Like Neville's been saying the same message. It's just that when you're ready for it, that's when you, man, guys, I am hot out of here. Do you believe that? Hold on 1 second. I just got to click my little watch. Okay. Do you want to see where, like, I was talking about my fountain? Do you see my fountain? I had to put plates there. If not, the mourning doves would have licked another nest. I loved having them, by the way. It's just, I did not want. The problem with mourning doves is they're not bad birds, obviously. They're beautiful to watch, but the thing is, like, they shit everywhere. Like, everywhere. I had to, like, clean this whole patio. And it's finally, like, kind of clean. I gotta clean again. But I've been so busy lately. I'm literally, I think, gonna hire a cleaning person to come to my house once a week. Okay, back to this. Um, I know I never got hit like that before. Chip, let's go inside. I'm hot. I love being on my balcony, but guys, the sun today. Whew. All right. Plus, you'll be able to see me better. All right. I know I never got hit like that before. Haha. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Flora, your self-concept is like on fire, girl. Fire. Fire. What do you think that our past has to be healed? Here's the thing. If you think, I just did a video on this. If you think if you think you need to heal your past, then you're going to have to heal your past. Do you see what I'm saying? It's kind of like, hold on, I just bought this little stand. You guys are going to laugh from Five Below. I'm all about like cute little gadgets. If you've never seen this before, it's like super cool. I'm not selling for Five Below, by the way. It like holds your little phone. I filmed with it. Chip's gonna want to sit on my lap. Hold on 1 second, guys, while I get this propped up, and I promise I will answer all your questions. And I have my headphones in. I'm gonna have to take those out. Oh, this is so much better than having to hold it. Okay, give me 1 second. The only thing about this, it's not quite, well, it's sturdy. We're just gonna believe it's sturdy. There we go. Yay, and I could take these out. 1 second. Bluetooth. All right, we're on a stand. We're inside where it's nice and cool. And Chip's gonna join me on my lap like usual. All right, let's get back to what you were saying. Oh, the healing thing. You know me, I can have ADD moments, but I'm gonna go back to the state of being, what does it feel like to be very focused in this moment so I can answer your question? Okay, what do I think about our past? Does it have to be healed in order to help with self-concept? I don't want to relive those things anymore. Okay, perfect question. I'm glad you brought this up. No joke. Okay, if you want, go to my TikTok. I just did 2 videos on this. I went pretty in depth. I didn't go deep. And then on my YouTube, if you want, I did the same thing. I just made it look a little different. So somebody basically said the same, they said that, and I responded to that, okay? So you don't need to heal. You don't. Because thinking you need to heal is keeping you in a state of needing to heal more. And I know some of you are going to be like, but what are you talking about? I need to heal. How else am I going to fix my self-concept or this and that, right? Like, here's the thing. I'm not saying that a bridge of incidents may not happen for you to heal, but your only job is to live in the end of being that already healed person or the person that's starting to heal, okay? If you have resistance to healing, just say, I'm starting to become the person who's whole and complete. I'm starting to be the person who feels perfect, right? Or that's a little different for everyone. And I know some of you have been, and I'm not trying to take away from this, okay? Because I know what it's like. In a past life, I felt the same way. I don't feel that way anymore. I haven't for a long time, if I'm being honest. Probably closer to like 9 or 10 months now. I like let go of this notion that like I ever had any kind of that stuff. Like I just say in a past life, right? There's different ways you can go about this. There is no one fix
to becoming the healed version of yourself other than embodying that state, okay? So if you want, you can go back and revise every memory. Would I suggest that? It depends on you and how hard that thing was, but you gotta remember in revision, it's not about reliving the memory. You are gonna get triggered because there's been times that I've had there's something, I'm not gonna get into it because it's not my memory, but it's also someone I know, that's all I'm gonna say. It's something that I don't want in my reality, and I know in my reality it didn't happen, and I really don't believe it happened in their reality, but I'm revising something for someone I know, and I've decided to make it where nobody remembers, and I'm starting to see movement in the 3D, but the thing is, it's not what I like. I don't like what they implied, so I decided to change it. And I go into that person's body. Well, it's more than one person's body, and imagine that something else completely happened that day. So, and I know it's working. So you can do this, but you're not reliving the memory, okay? When you're revising, you rewind before the bad thing happened. So like, let's say, and I'm going to use a simple analogy for this, or simple example, so none of you get triggered, okay? Let's say you were 5 years old, let's say 5, and you were in kindergarten, and the popular girl, Stephanie, pushed you and told you you're dumb, okay? Or you're fat. We'll just say, you're dumb and fat. We'll just say dumb and fat. She pushed you and told you, Stephanie pushed you and said, you're dumb and fat. And all the kids started laughing, ha, 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 ha. And you started crying, and you run to the teacher, and your day was ruined. And after that, you got bullied. Okay, let's just say they nicknamed you, I don't know. Let's say your name's Brian, okay? And they called you Bubbly Brian because you were chunky, okay? We're making stuff up as we're going. This isn't a real story. And the rest of kindergarten, you were haunted as Bubbly Brian. Oh, there's Bubbly Brian. Big Brian's coming. Big Bubbly Brian's coming. And all the kids made fun of you. Because this happens in real life. Like, kids believe they're being picked on, and then they manifest a reality where they get picked on because it's a mirror, right? You get triggered, it comes back to you. So if you want to revise that whole year of trauma, right? And then let's be honest, that memory has been skewed in your brain. It's probably caused some beliefs of like that you're not good enough, that it made you insecure, right? It made you believe that you're stupid because they said stupid fat Brian, right? It also probably made you think that people judge you and that there's something wrong with you, right? To some extent. So you're going to go back to that memory with Stephanie on the playground, and instead of her pushing you, you can imagine Stephanie hugged you, right? So you bring up the memory right before it happened, like an image. And then in your imagination, this is if you're doing it with an imaginal scene. You can also do it with scripting, okay? We're talking about one way to revise. You're going to imagine that Stephanie, so imagine, bring up the scene before Stephanie pushed you, right? You and Stephanie are talking. This is what I do in my imagination. Come and open. Technical difficulties for just a minute. Hold on, I gotta check the time because I do have a call later. Okay, I have a coaching call. Okay, just want to make sure I'm good on time. Sometimes I get so lost with you guys, like I don't even realize what time it is. Okay, back to the story. So what you do is, like I said, you bring up the old memory like an image, okay? But you rewind it before the bad thing happens. So you're imagining that you and Stephanie are on the playground. You're 5, she's 5, and Stephanie with blonde pigtails is looking at you and you're looking at her. Nothing's happened yet. And you bring up the memory, and then, so what I do is I think of it kind of like a photo album, or like you can imagine it like a video in your head, and you select that video and you like rewind right before it happened. And then you would imagine in your imagination, or while writing this out, I'll talk about that right afterwards, you imagine Stephanie hugging you and being like, oh my God, Brian, I think that was the name I used. You're like the bestest friend I could have ever asked for. You're such a good person and you're so smart, right? Like that's the opposite of what could happen. So you imagine Stephanie hugging you and be like, I'm glad you're my best friend. You're so smart. And what's the opposite of fat? You're so good looking. Hee hee. Like, let's just say that's what the little girl did, right? So instead of feeling rejected in that moment, not good enough, that there's something wrong with you. You felt loved, right? You felt respected. You felt good enough. And you felt that there was nothing wrong with you. You felt like you're perfectly fine and that you're smart, right? Going back and changing that memory will most likely change your beliefs too, because that's when it developed, right? That's the root cause, but that's a conversation for another day. So what you do is in your mind, you bring the image up and you just imagine Stephanie hugging you. Oh my goodness, Brian, you're my best friend. I love you so much. You're so smart and good looking. Or you're so smart and handsome. Right? Like just imagine that. She's hugging you and telling you these things. And you would do that for a few minutes, right? Like, or 30 seconds. You loop it in your mind. So, right, you would close your eyes, you would think about it, you would bring up the image again, and then you would do it over and over again. And anytime you think of that memory, you would loop it, okay? That's all you have to do. You just create like a 5 to 7, don't create a long, elaborate scene. So, right, you go back, you pull it up, think of it like a record. You know, like those old time record players that would pick up the record and put it over? I want you to you freeze the old frame right before the bad thing happened, and then you take the new memory and you paste it over, like in your mind. And then you're just imagining, oh my God, Brian, I love you so much. You're like my bestest friend. You're so smart and handsome, right? There you go. That's how you would do it in your imagination. I know I was very redundant in that. Now, if you're not good with imaginal scenes and that doesn't work for you, then what you would want to do, and you do this you would do that anytime you think about it, and you would do this morning and night because that's a really good time to impress your mind for about a week or two, okay? Until the new memory is what you think of when you think of it. That's when you know how to drop it, okay? So eventually you'll stop thinking about the thing that triggers you, and that will now become your new memory, and then you just let it go. Now, if you're doing this in a scripting way, you would take a pen to paper, right? This is my planner. And you would write, you would just be like, you don't have to remember the date or anything. You could just be like, I remember that one time that Brittany hugged me on the playground and told me what an amazing friend I am and how smart and handsome I am. That was my favorite moment, right? Like you could just reread that over and over again after you scripted it once, or you could just script it once and reread it and put it in your phone. There's so many ways you could do this. You could record it and re-listen to it. Now, if that's too much for you and you want a simple, like a simple solution to that, instead of like going back to that specific memory, you could just be like, I was always loved by everyone as a kid. Like I was always loved as a kid. Everyone always told me, right? If you want to revise that and maybe like the baggage that came with that, I would say, because there are beliefs that come from that experience, right? You would just say, you would have inner conversations or make new affirmations saying, I'm trying to think how you would say this. You could just say, I always had great experiences as a child. I was always told how loved I was, what a great friend I was, and how handsome I was and smart I was, right? I had the best experience growing up. Everyone always told me how much they loved me, how smart I was, and how handsome I was. Boom. That's revision, okay? So that's a good way to do it that way. Or you could just go into inner conversations like, remember what it was like as a kid? Wow, I always had such amazing friends and such a great support system, and everyone just like loved me and thought I was a genius and how good looking I was. Like, wow, like, and I'm super confident. I know that everything I do is right. Like something to that extent, okay? I hope that helped. I'm gonna have to like chop that out of this live and create that into like a revision thing. So I hope that helps you guys, okay? Maria, do you think that okay, we already talked about that. Does revision actually change the past? So it depends. Let's talk about this. So yes, it does. Okay, so think of revision. Revision does change the past in your mind, okay? So instead of, right, we just use that example. So if you were on the timeline, let's say you're Brian, or you have a cousin named Brian, it doesn't matter, or his brother. You're on the timeline where Brian got taunted and teased, right, at the age of 5 in kindergarten, and was teased for like 2 years after that, right? All of kindergarten and first grade, and that stayed with him, and it created some limiting beliefs, right? We went to the reality where that didn't happen to Brian, where Brian was loved, where Brian was popular, where Brian knew he was good enough and everything was good. So in essence, when you're going back and revising that and that becomes your new memory, that's going to change shit in your reality. The extent of how that's going to change kind of depends. That little girl that was there in that moment might forget, she might not, or she might remember something completely different. I can't tell you exactly how it's going to work out for everyone. It revises into the now moment, but sometimes if you revise, well, like based on your beliefs, the way it revises into your reality depends on what your beliefs are about revision. Does that make sense? So I've had instances, and it doesn't always happen this time, where I've revised things where it's already happened that way. Like one time I forgot, I'm not going to go into the details of it because it's kind of private. I mean, it's already done with, so I'm not worried. I'll probably share the whole revision story and y'all are going to be like, oh, it's a really cool one. But let's just say one time I forgot, and this was just part of the revision story. I forgot to add I got into a car accident, that's all I'm going to say. And let's just say I forgot to add on 2 features, okay? One was I had a $1,000 deductible when I did it. And then I also had I couldn't get a rental car, okay? I remember going in my mind, I purchased those items after the car accident, okay? And then in my mind, I revised that I always had them. Do you believe me that I purchased those items like a week or 2 after the accident? Do you believe me that when I filed my claim, I only had a $500 deductible and I got a rental car for free? I mean, I did eventually add on those add-ins, but it was 2 weeks after the accident, so technically it wasn't supposed to cover it. But in my mind, I revised it. There's more to that story, and I'll get into it another time. I just don't feel like it right now. Okay, so it can work in that essence. It works in different ways. Like sometimes my earpods, the ones that you saw, these were lost for like 9 months. I had no idea where they were. I couldn't find them. I swear to God, I looked high and low in my house, okay? And then I revised that I found them, like right after I got back from Joe Dispenza, and then I found them in a bag. And I swear on everything, it was not in that bag like 6 months ago. I tore this house apart because I was in a reality where I didn't have them. I couldn't find them. And then I chose the reality where I did find them. See, so like revision can be used many different ways. Revision is no different than manifesting the future. Time is all happening now. I need to make a video about that. I plan on doing it, but I don't want to reveal the stuff about that because it's kind of my idea. So I'll stop there. What else have I done? I mean, I've literally revised conversations where people don't remember. There's honestly things that I revised that I don't even remember. Like meaning like I changed it so much that bad thing didn't happen to me. It's like out of my consciousness. Like that's how powerful revision is. But like I said, I need to make a long video about that, and I will do that probably today if I have enough time, if not tomorrow. Okay. What do you think when you're contradicting things all at once? What do you mean that? Oh, hi, I loved your collab with Brittany. Oh, thank you. I hope you did. I'm really putting a lot of effort into the YouTube channel. I know I've been so on and off with it, and it's one of those things that you have to be consistent like TikTok, or like you kind of fall down the algorithm, but I'm learning a lot about SEO and getting like, whatever. I'm not even gonna worry about those things. I'm just gonna manifest it blowing up, and I know it will. But thank you. It was a fun interview. Brittany's such a sweet, sweet, sweet individual. It's so funny how that happened. Like I had no idea she manifested me. And here's one thing I want to say too. Some of you might have seen that and been like, oh my God, what if someone else can manifest a specific person? They can't, only if they think they can, right? Like I had no resistance to Brittany manifesting me because it was a pure intention. Meaning like, it wasn't anything that could harm me or take anything away. I have a belief that no one can manifest something that I want. And I also have a belief that no one can manifest me unless I want it, right? Like, meaning like I want that person, or I'm like manifesting me to follow them is not a bad thing. So some of you might have seen that and been like, oh, but do you see how I thought it was my idea? And she's like, no, I manifested you. We're all interconnected. So the whole point of that was to show you how powerful we are and how instantly you can change your specific person, like instant. Okay. I got chills. I do that every day, at least for 5 minutes. And I ask myself, how does it feel? That's awesome. I'm happy. Oh my God, I'm so behind on these. Okay, that's a good idea to do, Floyd. Yes, I agree. I need to practice a lot of methods and more and make it a habit. Yes, I just stick to a pilot ESP with my thoughts that tend to be negative. Okay, so Aquarius, it's because you're sticking to a state where you are negative, right? That's your belief. If I were you, I would drop that story. And I know it's the state you're in, so it's like the thoughts you're having. But why not just shift to a state where you're more positive, where you're more calm, where you don't fear your negative thoughts. If you don't fear your negative thoughts, they'll stop coming up. Literally, I almost don't fear them anymore. I just like laugh at them. You could be like, that's the old story. Like your negative. We don't even want to say negative. Your negative thoughts are a part of who you are, anyways. It doesn't mean you're not going to get triggered sometimes, and it doesn't mean you're not going to get annoyed. You're human, okay? But why give them any power? The only reason you're getting triggered is because on some level you're believing that it's possible, or you're believing in it, right? Like you're believing it could be true. Just stop. Because before you knew about manifestation, did you fear every negative thought? No, you didn't. A lot of people come to manifestation, they're like, oh, my negative thoughts are going to manifest. That's not how this works. It's the state you're in, right? So why not just believe that your negative thoughts don't manifest, period? Just believe they have no power. And just kind of laugh at them, be like, I mean, like I said, your mind is like an ocean of everything. So like little things are going to pop in here and there. And if you don't want those things happening, then go to a state of consciousness where you're super confident and you're indifferent. Or like those things don't bother you and you know they can't manifest unless you say so, right? So that always helps. So I hope that helped you. I know I need help with my past. Okay, we kind of already went over this. Revision on SP ignoring. I mean, I literally just went over revision. I am always loved and now I see it. That's yes, I love that. Floor, that's amazing. I'm going to revise SP and not being in a fight. There you go. See? I know that you said manifestation is revision. It is. And I'm not going to go into more of that. Okay. We're going to talk about it anything. We're basically revising. You are. In essence, you are. So it helps not to feel overwhelmed with it. Like, for example, someone wants to get married, but all the same time, they want to keep exploring if that makes sense without having a polygamous relationship. Wait. For example, someone wants to get married, but at the same time, they want to keep exploring if that makes sense without having a polyamorous relationship. You can manifest that. You can, listen, if quantum realities exist, you can be in a monogamous relation. You can manifest your SP or person being in a monogamous relationship with you, not wanting to be with other people, and them being okay with you being with other people. You just have to believe it's possible. So yes, you can definitely manifest that. Of course you can. You know, like imply that, or just say like, let's say your SP's name is Hope. I'm just pulling shit out of my ass right now. But Hope is madly in love with me. We're in a relationship. Hope is completely committed and, you know, only has eyes for me and only wants to be with me. And Hope is open to me dating other people and exploring. And be like, she's secure with it. She feels fine about it. Really, that's all you would have to do. And that would be enough. Or you can just create an imaginal scene script. You guys get it. Like, you play with whatever you want to play with, like meaning whatever technique works and helps you get there. Can you visualize even when you definitely down? Do you mean like you're in a down mood, like you don't feel good about something? Is that what you mean? Angle sister, how remove third party, SP back marriage, how I manifest. I will affirm I'm happily married to my SP. SP rejected me with third party. Okay, so I get it. Here's one thing I want you to, any of you that are dealing with a third party, stop giving them attention, okay? Especially if you're super triggered. Number one, you need to become the version of you that feels very confident, very secure, very safe, right? Embody a self-concept like that, okay? And if it's too much, like you can't live in the end without thinking of them, then you might need to take a little bit of time and just focus on embodying that state and then only focus on you two being together. You can manifest them away if you want. Everybody does this differently, okay? But if that really triggers you, I would you could just think to your mind, no, they found someone better for them, right? They left them. They broke up with them and found someone way better. SP doesn't want them. You could even do that, but I don't want you focusing on them because that's believing that they're still there, right? So I think it's best to always go to the end. I always tell people just ignore the third party. Even if it pops in your head, doesn't matter. And if you are really triggered to the idea of being a third party, then revise that there's never been a third party. Like the first time you found out there's a third party, revise that. Use revision to get rid, like revise that they've always been single. Or you can just tell yourself, like, SP was single when we were broken up. SP's always been single. Now they're committed to me. SP was single till they met me. What does that imply? There was never a third party. So there's an option too, okay? I just think it's best not to focus on third parties. Whoa, I didn't even think of that before. You're welcome. Okay, what to do when you're feeling down. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not telling you don't push it away, don't ignore it. Like, you're human, allow it. But we don't want to dwell in it, right? So here's the thing. Are you going to have bad days? Yes. Are you going to have bad weeks? Might you even have a bad month? Sure. I've even had bad years. Like, I'd be lying if I said I didn't. But as you get more advanced in this, meaning like you really start to understand it and implement it in your life, you're going to have less of that, okay? So you're still going to have moments. If you're feeling down, take care of yourself. F manifestation. Just get yourself in a better feeling state. What can you do? You can go for a massage. You can take a nap. You can go work out. What's going to make you feel better? I guarantee you, hiding under the covers, watching lots of TV, because I've been guilty of this when I go through my moods. TV can help. TV and movies can help distract you. Absolutely. Shopping. But usually that makes me feel worse. So I would say, what can you do to console yourself? First and foremost, why are you feeling down? Are you sick? Do you feel depressed? Do you feel stuck? Do you feel like it's not working for you? Did you find out something that really triggered you? It depends, right? So based on what it is, like I said, first and foremost, just take care of yourself. Give yourself some time to breathe, feel what you're feeling. It's okay. And then just start trusting that no matter how you're feeling, no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're seeing, it doesn't matter. You're still going to get what you want. Make that decision. And I'm telling you, just that one belief alone can really change the game for you and make you feel better. And then start doing things that make you feel better and start prioritizing yourself. This is not about your SP. This is not about manifesting more money. This is about you. This is about trusting yourself. This is about loving yourself more and becoming those things so you can reflect it into your reality, right? So this is why I've made a routine in my life. Like, I need routine in my life to feel better. It's just, I need structure. Okay, that's a belief. I'm working on changing that, or not working, I'm going to change that. But I like routine. I like planning out my days. Like, I have this cute little planner. I'm going to make one myself eventually, but it's called a Law of Attraction planner. It's actually I like it because it's very similar to Law of Assumption. Like, it helps you write down your goals, whatever. And I swear by this. I write everything down. For me, I need that. Like, as soon as I get up in the morning, one of the first things I do, unless I'm revising some things, which I'm currently revising, I will do, as soon as I open my eyes in the morning, I will either impress my mind for like 15 minutes after I wake up. I'll either jump into a meditation, or immediately I'll start revising or imagining the things that I want as if they're already here, right? And then I will automatically go into a meditation, sometimes for 15 minutes, depending on how much time I have. Usually, but I'll be honest, I usually don't do 15-minute meditations. I do anywhere from a half hour to an hour, okay? And then I get up, I grab Chip, right? We go for a walk. I bring him back, and then I go for my morning walk alone. Usually on that morning walk, sometimes I have coaching calls in the mastermind group I'm in. I'll listen to that. Sometimes I'll create videos. Other times I'll listen to motivational things that I like, or sometimes I'll just put on really good music and visualize what I want, because that's a good time to visualize, because I get into the zone, right? Like, I get into like I don't think it's beta, but like when you're doing things and you're very chill, like driving, that's also a good time to impress your mind. So sometimes I'll visualize while doing that. I'll even do that sometimes when I'm on a coaching call. Like, I'll zone out for a little bit and, loop a scene and then drop it. And then I come home. Then I usually drink a coffee. I've been drinking these Better coffees. I love them. They help me focus so well. But I'll drink that. I'll come back from my walk. Right now I'm doing a live after a walk. But usually I will make myself breakfast, which I'm hopefully going to do after my coaching call, because I'm starving, unless I let you guys go maybe a few minutes early. Don't know if I'll have enough time for that, but I'll make myself breakfast, and then I'll start working throughout my day. So I usually wake up, it depends. Like, sometimes I wake up really early, sometimes I want to sleep in a little bit, but sleeping in a little bit is like 7, 8 o'clock. So just depends. And then I will start making videos, working on emails, doing coaching calls, right? Like I kind of have to shuffle my day a little bit, but I have a routine. And then usually after I come back from my walk, I'll be honest about this too. This is why I like getting up really early. I will go and take a shower, and at the end I take a cold shower. It is one of the best things I've ever done for myself. I like it because here's the thing. It's good to stimulate, I don't know if you guys know what it is, but it's the vagus nerve that comes from here all the way down to your stomach. It helps keep you out of fight and flight, okay? So I'm gonna make a video about this to help with some of you that have really bad anxiety, because the vagus nerve is a very real thing, okay? Like when you're in, biologically, if you're in fight or flight, this is activated. And we're human, we're gonna go into fight or flight sometimes, right? You want to keep this level. That's why it's good to meditate. That's why it's good to take cold showers. That's why it's good to do breath work, workout. Those things help regulate your system, right? Like at the end of the day, we are human and we have biological bodies and there are things at play, right? So you want to keep your nervous system calm. So there's lots of things you can do to, regulate this. Dancing, singing, gargling is actually really good, but like I'm gonna make, like I said, a whole video to help you guys, those of you that are really struggling to make and then maybe I can help and I don't know, I'm trying to think, maybe I could do a course on how to like regulate your system, or maybe I'll come up with going really in depth, right? Like I gave you tips, but I didn't really go into everything. Things you can do, suggestions, maybe I'll sell like a mini course for like $30 or $40 on how to regulate your nervous system and be calm, right? Yeah, I think that would be smart now that I'm thinking about it. But regardless of the situation, or maybe I could do a workshop and then sell it as a course. Okay, back to this. Let's see what time it is. Okay, I only have like five or six more minutes, then I'm gonna have to let you go. Are you psychic or do psychic readings? I do not, but remember, like if I tell you something, I'm only reflecting what's already within you. Thank you, Engel. You're welcome. Sister, I need feeling. For what? I'm going to focus on states. States are amazing. And let me tell you one thing, okay? And I'm not hating on anyone when I'm saying this. This is from pure love. I've heard a lot of coaches say, like, once you manifest from states, you don't need anything else. True. States of consciousness are everything. But I want you to remember something. Even states of consciousness require you doing certain things. So like if you're the best version of yourself, you're going to have a routine. Even the best coaches I know, like Dylan James, great example, right? I love Dylan James. He sits there and tells you like, first thing he does when he wakes up is he works out. That helps him, and he eats healthy. Like he's very on that. And then he's really on about like doing breath work, regulation, right? Like look at Manifesting with Kimberly. By the way, I'm so happy for her. She's doing I've never seen her happier. She's a really good friend of mine. I love her. She's so busy now and I'm so happy for her. Like I've seen her like completely blow up and she's freaking glowing. She looks the best she's ever looked. Not that she wasn't beautiful before, but you can see she's working out, she's happy, and she's just living her best life. But do you see, everyone has a routine. I do too. I get up and I walk. That's my routine. I do want to do more what's that called? Like HIIT workouts and stuff like that. Like I'm going to start bar workouts soon and I'm not looking forward to it because it's going to burn my little booty. But all I'm trying to say is you need to create a routine for yourself. What would the version of you that's living your best life be doing? I guarantee you they will not be sitting on the couch crying, watching sad movies, right? Or hiding from everyone. Do you see what I'm saying? Create a routine for yourself. And there's multiple ways you can do that. I'm going to focus on state, but I've been thinking lately, how do I wake up with all my desires in front of me? Just embody the state. It doesn't matter if you wake up with it or not. Remember, one thing I want you to remember, Floor, we become it first and then it reflects, right? So why not just wake up and be like, oh my God, it's me. Oh my God, I did it. I'm waking up and everything's here. I feel calm. I feel at peace. I feel confident. I'm living my most best life. I have everything I could ever want and more. Think about it. Boom. There you go. That's all you got to do. And then you can go into the things that you have. And you could be like, I'm so grateful that I'm now with blah, blah, blah. I'm so grateful that people underestimate the word I'm so grateful. Use it. I'm so grateful now that I'm in a relationship. I'm so grateful that they're crazy in love with me. What does I'm so grateful imply? That you already have it, and it gets you into the feeling state. Give that a try, okay? All right, my foot is falling asleep. What time is it? All right, y'all got 3 minutes, and then I gotta let you go. Is there any other questions you have? Would you prefer like a Friday morning? I'm still gonna do the Monday night live, but would this maybe be better, or do you think Saturday mornings? I'm thinking Saturday mornings might be cool. Maybe I'll do like twice a week lives. Oh, hello Pranav, great to see you. Hello Ponan. Does affirming need feeling? I mean, technically, let's think about it. Here's the thing, what do you mean does affirming need feeling? Here's the thing, when you think about something, do you not feel it? Do you see what I'm saying? If you're saying, here's the thing, if you say something and it triggers you, then don't say it. Maybe it's just not the right verbiage, right? So whether you're doing inner conversations or if you're using affirmations, let's talk about this really quick before I let y'all go. Tailor your affirmations to feel good to you. Just because a coach says, oh, say I'm chosen, and that will make you chosen. If you don't feel anything when you say I'm chosen, then don't do it. Choose another way to say it, okay? So I'm chosen. What does that mean? Everyone chooses me. You could literally say, isn't it wonderful that everyone always chooses me because I'm that amazing? That might make your heart skip a beat, or you might be like, oh, that's too winded. You could be like, I'm so important and I'm so amazing that everyone chooses only me. And that might feel good to you. Play with different verbiage, right? Like everyone's different. You could just be like, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm so wonderful that everyone chooses me, or I'm so grateful that everyone chooses me. Or you could do, what would the version of me that's always chosen feel like? What does it feel like to be the version of me that's always chosen? That might get you in the state. What if I was the only one that everyone chose? Do you see what I'm saying? Or you could just have inner conversations being like, feeling chosen feels so amazing. I just feel so loved. And that might be enough for you, okay? It's just, you're gonna feel something. This belief, do I have to feel it? I mean, sometimes you're gonna feel ecstatic, other times you might feel nothing. But if you're trying to think of it as like lighting a spark, right? You might just not have the right combination. Sometimes when you're trying to light a match, it doesn't match. Do you see what I'm saying? For you, that might not be, the match always has, I forget what the other side of the match is. If it's like worn down, it might not work. You might need to grab a new pair of matches to match it, right? What works for you isn't always gonna work for me. This is why you gotta try different things. Do you see what I'm saying? Play with different techniques, play with different words, play with different options, okay? Eventually you'll feel something, because when you think something, you feel it, period. You're always gonna feel something when you think something. It's either gonna be mild or extravagant, but if it triggers you, doesn't make you feel good, then play with something else, okay? If I'm saying I am rich, maybe easier to process that I am attract great abundance every day. Exactly. If everyone is a reflection of you, that means if someone is disrespecting you, that means you manifested it. Yep. Yes. On some level, you have a belief that you get disrespected. It may not be that exact belief, but you might believe, oh, people are just shitty. People just treat people shittily, right? That's basically saying that people disrespect people, don't treat people, or that people don't care enough to treat people well. That alone can create it. But sometimes you gotta remember, if you have a pretty good self-concept and weird things happen in your reality, it's probably a bridge of incidents to another manifestation. Sometimes things appear to go left in the 3D, but they're really not. They're working for you. Just believe that everything's working for your favor. Like literally just become delusional. Just be like, everything's always leading me to where I need to be and being my best and highest version self. That's what I would do. And just trust it's done. Literally. That's all you need to do. You're welcome. All right, guys, much love. I'm gonna go because I have a call very soon and I wanna see if I can make food real quick. Don't know if that's gonna happen, but you know, it's always an option. Plus I wanna hang out with the dog. Much love to you guys. I will be on Monday night at 9:30, okay? So 9:30 Central Time. And then I can always play with those times as well. Have a great weekend. Love you guys.